What's happening, Hoodlum Gang? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big O N. And I'm back at y'all with some dope content, some legendary content. This right here is gonna be different, but the same, just like I say all the time. And without further ado, man, we're gonna get into it, man. Introduce yourself for the people that don't know, and reintroduce yourself for the people who do know.
Laccey, you know what I'm saying? Also known as Lack Nasty, you know what I'm saying, from neighborhood.
Trey 8.
They already know. But okay, let's take it back to the beginning, man. When were you born?
I was born in 1966, Linda Vista.
Right. Any siblings?
I'm the oldest of three. I got a sister, Renee, a little brother, Michael. He's in his 40s though, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Now you said Linda Vista. Was you like? Is that where you lived at first, or that was the hospital?
I was born in there. That's where my mom is from, like Alabama.
Right.
So she came out here. That's where they was from. Both of my grandmothers on my father's side and my mother's side is Linda Vista. So I started off out there as a baby.
Right. Okay, you attended school over there?
No, at the time, as far as what my recollection is, my mom back in the day when, remember when, before the center is right there where the cricket is and all that shit, it used to be just a single gas station. My mom used to work at that gas station right there on 47 Market, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we lived in Palisades apartments.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So what year was that when you moved to the Palisades?
I was like elementary, so I went to Meade, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was like elementary, you know what I'm saying? Like early, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
We left there and we moved out to Del Sol. I went to Finney Elementary. You know?
He said Del Sol, that's far. That's
Yeah,
way down there.
That's where we lived. We lived in Del Sol apartments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The rest of my elementary years, you know what I'm saying?
How was it down there? Cause there ain't nothing down there but essays.
I know,
Del
but
Sol is a Hispanic hood.
And Del Sol is one of the first, you know what I'm saying, first probably Hispanic gang, you know what I'm saying? They had a black from back then. They had the Babalu, the dude, not Babalu. Yeah, Babalu. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back then it ain't like it was now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because back out there, that's where a lot of the affordable, you know, even though they didn't have Section 8, but a lot of the affordable housing was out there, like apartments. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so you went to elementary out there.
Yeah.
After me.
Yeah.
And
I went to Finney Elementary up to I went to the 6th grade and then to the 7th grade.
Okay. All right. Well, you said to the 6th and 7th grade. So
No, I went to the 6th grade and then the 7th grade I did 1 year right there in Del Sol in Montgomery Junior High. They got a Montgomery Junior High out there.
Yeah, they got a junior. They might even have a high school too.
Yeah, the high school is down the street,
Right
but
by
the
park.
Montgomery, yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. And then where'd you go after middle school? Well, at least after Montgomery.
After Montgomery, we moved. My mom's, you know what I'm saying, back then she kind of like, you know what I'm saying, started getting herself together, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Leveling up, as you say, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we moved from there down to Otay. We moved to these apartments called Playmore Apartments. They was like condos. Then I went to Castle Park High.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went to Castle Park High, the 7th, part of the 7th into the 8th. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at that time, I flunked. You feel me? But so I got held back at Castle Park High 1 year. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you went from Del Sol to Otay, which is right next door.
Yeah, right. Like down that hill from where.
Right.
Down the hill to Otay Valley Road.
Them two hoods don't even function with each
Yeah.
other. They can't stand each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you went from there, and then did you attend high school down there or somewhere else?
Like I said, I went down there. I flunked. So then like I said, this is at the time, you know what I'm saying, where my mom, you know what I'm saying, she working for Roar Industry, you know what I'm saying, and she's leveling up. So we went from the Del Sol apartments, which was like affordable housing at that time, to Playmore, which was kind of considered like townhome condos. Now she found a house in Skyline on Deepdale. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So at 8th grade, I went to Bell Junior High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I went to Bell Junior High, and by me, you know what I'm saying, being held back, they had me in like special classes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I ended up graduating at Bell to the 10th grade. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I graduated ninth. I went 8th grade and to the 9th grade at Bell. And then when 10th grade was supposed to start, they had University City High out there, UCI.
Yeah.
It opened up, so they was busing people from there out there.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, my career was already, I was already in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Yeah, I kind of
Alright.
glossed over that, but
Yeah.
all right. You moved to Deepdale, which is kind of by Meadowbrook, right?
yeah, Meadowbrook Apartments right there.
What-
Yeah.
what year
right off
was that?
Paradise Valley Road. That was like probably 82.
82?
Yeah, about 82, I think. 82, 83. Yeah, like 80, 81 or 82, something like that. Like
So when you moved over there, there was already a Skyline Power Roof.
they had just barely, they was new.
They was new.
They was, yeah, because they came out like in 80, huh, Trey? Yeah, so it was like, it was like about a year old, year, maybe 2 years.
They had just transformed from Hand Gang, right?
Yeah, probably, I don't know what it was before.
Yeah, Hanging Gang.
Yeah, I know that up there it was them and them 7-0s, remember?
Yeah, Lomita.
Yeah.
Was Paradise Hills there?
Yeah, they had Piache. Yeah, they had Piache back then, but they
Not no
wasn't
blacks.
not blacks.
The essay.
Yeah,
Parkside came later as far as the
Yeah,
black
they had the blacks. I mean the Mexican.
Right.
Yeah, they had them.
Yeah, they had the best good.
Piache. What is it? Piache.
Payache,
Yeah.
PH, yeah. So you at Bell, you said Skyline had just started. Did they ever try to recruit you?
Yeah, several times. But back then it ain't. Back there is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, they different than most places because they figuring, you know what I'm saying, because you stay there. They get to know you, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I never got quoted on or
Right.
but I know dudes up there and there's a few dudes that I know still
Right.
that I consider solid, you know what I'm saying?
Was you when you was at Bell, was you already from the hood or not yet?
No, I wasn't from the hood. I was like I said, my family's from Linda Vista.
Right.
So, you know, I was just at this time when I started bail, I was messing up. So I already had been to juvenile hall. So that's when I started meeting like Tweed and them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Different little homies. You know what I'm
so
saying?
you met the homies
But-
in juvenile hall.
Yeah, we was just mostly like in juvenile hall, and then I started going to probation school. You know what I mean? Which is half a day. So that was our whole little thing, my little connection with the hood at that time. Even though I wasn't from the hood, but my connection was with the homies because we went to school.
We was the juvenile hall.
Yeah, we was in being classes in juvenile hall. You know what I'm saying?
When I got out of juvenile hall.
Yeah,
When I got out of juvenile hall, life was at the turf.
you know what I mean?
Right. So you just went over there, or you exchanged numbers
No.
with a homie, like, and
No, it's a whole little thing. I met the homegirl, OG homegirl from the hood, Mimi. Everybody know Mimi if you from the set. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know Mimi, like what you say, if you don't know, then you don't know.
Right.
You know, but motherfucker Mimi the homegirl, that was my girl. You know what I'm saying? And I went over there, you know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers, I'm a new face over there, you know what I'm saying? They trying to run me off.
Right.
Not you know what I'm saying, intentionally, like, but niggas don't, you ain't from, what you doing over here?
But you gotta understand what he was walking into too, though.
Yeah.
That's where everybody hung out at.
Right there.
in Square Lake Diamond, right,
Right
there
there,
in
the
her yard.
heart.
So it's like any given day, it's 50, 60 niggas out there. They
Hanging.
we
All day.
That's where they making the money at.
Yeah.
That's where the whole compound is right there. So he walked in through the gates.
Right.
To go
To the-
fuck with that
right in the-
bro.
Right
know
in
what I
the
mean?
middle
Yeah,
of the
in
Yeah.
the midst of that shit. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
yeah, it was crazy.
So I know I'm a little all over the place. So you have went to juvenile hall and you was talking to that girl.
No, when I was in juvenile hall, I got out. Then when I got out of juvenile hall, well, bag it up just a little bit. I went to juvenile hall, right? And then I was supposed to go to YA. But instead of going to YA, they gave me a chance to go to SIP program. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but it was over in the coast. You remember SIP?
yeah.
You go there for 21 days. You do good in SIP, you come back, it's a good chance you won't go to motherfucking Campo at that time. That was Campo, huh?
Campo, yeah.
So I did good, and I did a good 21-day SIP program. So, but while I was at SIP, that's in the coast now. So now I'm, like I said, in juvenile hall. You know what I'm saying? I meet motherfuckers from the coast. I meet motherfuckers from everywhere. But you know what I'm saying? This is who motherfuckers that I'm meeting that I'm getting pulled towards. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm in the coast, so I'm going over there. So now niggas, SIP is right there at Memorial Park.
Right.
It was in the house right across from Memorial Park and Memorial School. So it's just, I meet Mimi. You know what I'm saying? So I'm from the hood, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I mean? I said, oh, all right, no, ain't nothing. Give me the number, we exchange numbers, you know what I'm saying? We get to talking on the phone, and as you know, I'm over there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you was already done at Bell?
Yeah, I was out there. I graduated from Bell. I wasn't supposed to go to 10th grade, but now I'm bad acting. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember some of the people that went to Bell with you that may be from Skyline now? Do you remember some of their names?
It's a few, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, what's the little fool's name? The one little Randy Man. What's his name? Randy Man. Yeah, them. A-Fray. Yeah, Ken Den. You know what I mean? There's a few. You know what I'm saying? They became, you know what I'm saying, like reputable dudes from over there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right. So you at SIP, you meet her, you exchange numbers. She bring you to the hood. What was the first day like? Now, you had already been in juvenile hall with some homies.
Yeah, I already been to juvenile hall, been to SIP. You really, SIP is part of the reason, you know what I mean? I really kind of, if you really say, like, SIP kind of pulled me, because that's everyday acting. Tweet every day,
right.
You know what I mean? Big Trey 8, you know what I'm saying? There was a few motherfuckers there, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, but yeah, like the first day I went over there, I knew motherfuckers like Said Dog from the One, you know what I'm saying? He was up there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I went over there, it was familiar faces, you know what I'm saying? So, it was a little bit of love, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm still a stranger over there. You feel what I'm saying?
But you had homies that was like, oh, I know him.
I know him, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was that, but it was like, I don't know I can't tell you what they were saying, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But like I said, for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Just like if a motherfucker coming to turf today.
Right.
And you ain't familiar, you just start hanging out every day.
Right.
You're going to have dudes, and I'm hanging right where everybody's hanging. Right there. You know what I mean? So
eventually, I'm guessing you come into her house, y'all got to walk around there.
Yeah.
You start hanging out with the homies?
I'm right there, like you said. Once soon as right there, the yard on the corner, the house right there on the corner of Squayla got it.
Yeah.
That's it. So everything on the wall, outside that gate, everything it's going on. Because at that time, the water was popping.
Right.
So, everybody, all the YCs was getting packs, you know what I'm saying? But when I went over there, when I first started going over there, the first motherfucker that I bonded with the tightest was Wombo, because I was messing with Mimi, and Wombo was messing with her sister. So we basically was in the same house. You feel what I'm saying? So.
And at this time, had the gunplay started yet?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was motherfuckers was
coming
through
there. It was already.
Yeah, it wasn't like how the gunplay that they got to today. You know what I'm saying? You probably had a couple guns here, a couple guns there. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely was going on. You know what I mean?
All right. So, man, how you get the name Black Nasty?
Black Nasty come from because you see my car, a Cadillac.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
right.
But my real name is Laccey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he just, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers, everybody that ever knew my name, they always called me Laccey. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I just in the turf. That's just what the YCs started calling me, especially after I had a couple lacks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that the mixture with what I'm saying, other little things, I guess
Yeah. So. You mentioned the YCs, and I spoke to the homie Trade about that, and obviously you a YC yourself. So
I came in as a YC, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Was it it was new at that time when you came in.
Yeah, it was already, I was like, as a YC, I probably was a year late, maybe, you know what I'm saying? They was already, you know what I'm saying? It was
Established.
it was already popping. It was already on arms and all that stuff, you know what I mean?
All right, but can you name some of the YCs that was around at that time?
Trey 8, you know what I'm saying? Trip Stick, Lowdown, Tweet, Boss Rock, rest in peace, the homie, Ed Dog, Tiny Low, you know what I'm saying? C-Rock, you know what I'm saying? Salt Rock, you know what I'm saying? Who else? Shit, it's a lot of us. Ice Rock.
It seemed like that clique was deep.
Yeah, we deep, but Bird, Johnny Boy, Fred. You remember Fred? What's the name of him? Yeah, Lil Jerry, J Stone. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Was Odie a YCO?
No,
He wasn't?
Nah. But Odie, Odie, we clicked up. But just to back it up just a little bit, like I said, when I came, like, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't from over there. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, my mom didn't live in no houses over there, and I wasn't born over there. So, like I said, I was a new face. So as, you know what I'm saying, but homie started, you know what I'm saying, taking a liking to me because I'm pulling up every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They seen
Yeah.
you was with the business. You
Yeah,
didn't have
I'm
no
not.
fear.
I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that people was going out their way running me off, but you know what I'm saying. It wasn't like it came to a point where you know what I'm saying. If you're gonna be from over here, if you're gonna be coming over here every day, you're gonna be from over here every day.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying. Apparently, you know what I'm saying, two homies, you know what I'm saying, one day I was out in the front, you know what I'm saying, in front of Mimi house, you know what I'm saying, I had like 2 left in my little pack, you know what I'm saying, because it was 3 packs at that time, right?
But was this water?
Yeah, but it was maybe like three and 1, no, it's 4, 3 for me, 1 for you, yeah, like that, you know what I mean? So I was on my last one, you know what I'm saying, and I'm out there trying to get the last one off, you know what I'm saying, 2 homies rolled up. He said, homie, today is the day. I said, what? It took off on me.
It wasn't even no talking.
The 2 homies there was Ed Dog and Lowdown.
Right.
Right there on the corner of Square and Ghana at the stop sign. You know what I mean? Right there at the sign. You know what I'm saying? Found out later, you know what I'm saying? Tweet was the one that pushed that button.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
On,
he told him, he said, hey man, that nigga's solid, that nigga ain't going nowhere, so we gonna go on and lock him in. You know what I'm saying? And they said, and me and Lowdown, that's my tongue. That became my everyday. You feel what I'm saying? Him and Ed Dog was every day, and that became my everyday. Right. You know? But them was the 2, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That came and YC'd me on right then and there.
All right. So, you said it was water. Now, do you remember when water became, or you can answer this if you remember, or when you came, was water already a thing? And do you know where that connection came from? Was it the coast or was it LA? Where did the water come from?
It's a different couple little stories because you know
the water kind of like come from the Palisade Department. Water been in San Diego for a long ass time.
Yeah,
it ain't just they've been in since the 70s.
Just the
right. That's what I'm saying. But because the Palisades is pretty much the coast.
Yeah, the borderline.
That's where
that's
it right there.
That's the dividing street, 36th Street.
Exactly, that borderline's up. But I'm quite sure they was getting the water probably from Los Angeles.
Yeah, originally.
And bringing it back.
Might have even been specifically Compton, because I think Compton was like...
Yeah.
But then some dudes, like, you know what I'm saying, like everybody gonna take a liking to somebody, you know what I'm saying? So some people took a liking to some people down here, and then next thing you know, some people down here ended up with the recipe. You know what I'm saying?
That part, that's what I was gonna say.
You know
So,
you feel me?
Yeah.
So, did you never went to YA?
Nah, I went to YA. If you want to, I ended up in YA.
Oh, you did?
I ended up in YA, but it like how, you know what I'm saying, like how I went to that SIP thing. I went to
YA. Did the 90-day ops?
I went like a 90-day op for the get down game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's why I said I didn't know if you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Now, before we get to the get down game, you said that came from the Uzi gang.
Yeah, originally that's the first thing, man. The first thing before the Get Down gang was the Uzi gang. If anybody know, if you know, like you said, if you know, you know.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't know, you know what I'm saying, I think you know what I'm saying, you should check, because that's part of neighborhood history.
Right.
And that's, even though, you know what I'm saying, that the Get Down gang acquired more popularity, that's only because it involved YCs, you know what I'm saying? And the Get Down and the Uzi gang didn't. It was more of like another little thing that I was kind of a part of, but barely was getting into, but didn't make it all the way into, you know what I mean?
Right. And for my subscribers to the Hoodlum gang who don't know, it's pretty much like the hood was known for jacking. That's what the hood was known for.
We didn't have no sack.
Yeah, this is
You know what I
public
mean?
information.
Yeah.
The hood gonna jack you.
Yeah.
Robbers.
They're gonna
All
rob
right,
you and beat you down.
Right. So the Get Down gang, was that a name that y'all named yourself, or
No.
was that a name given to y'all?
If you look it up, the police gave us
Right,
that.
right,
Because for
right.
the simple fact that when we went in there, you know what I'm saying, we had automatic weapons, sprayed up the whole little thing, get down. So I guess after so many of them, that became an MO. So you know how to one time put the topics on, you know what I mean? They put the headlining on whatever their case may be. We didn't call it that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
do you remember? Well, I'm quite sure you remember who was, because everybody that was a YC wasn't a part of the Get Down
but
gang.
a lot of us was, though, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us was, but it wasn't like that because you a YC, you was. But at the point of the time, like I said, our thing is we jackers. So whatever's hot on jacking wise is gonna gravitate to that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
At this time, you know what I'm saying? The Get Down gang was Safeways, Vaughn, you know, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Supermarket.
And this is the early 80s.
This is
Early to mid 80s.
This is 86.
Right.
The Uzi, yeah, mid-80s. So the Uzi gang was 84, 85. Get Down gang came 86, lasted and failed before 87. So it lasted like that year.
And I'm guessing it failed because people got stressed out and also killed.
Yeah, both. Well, I got stressed out at that time. You know what I'm saying? I received matter of fact, when they came and did a sweep. On the sweep, it was me, Lil GT, Odie Low, Breakdown. Boss Rock was already. Oh, let me back it up a little bit. Before the sweep, they didn't know who the Get Down gang was. For the simple fact, we was going flamed up. When we first started, we was going flamed up because before we started doing the Get Down gang, we was doing smash and grabs. You know what I'm saying? We was hitting stores. We was running trucks and cars in the stores and getting clothes. That's why we used to be the flyest motherfuckers out there. From 84 to 86, homie, I didn't buy no clothes. I didn't go shopping. I had clothes because I went shopping that way.
Right.
But we acquired so much, you know, at that time we gangbanging, so you know what I mean? Everybody wanted all the blue.
Right.
So you didn't really want the red or the green. So we had bags and bags of red and green sweatsuits. So when now 86 come, you know what I mean? I'm doing my Get Down gang thing and some homies is still stuck on that, which was at the time Odie and GT. So it was them against me. I'll pull up at night, they pull up at night. Which one, you know, like Home Depot right now.
Right.
That's how it was in the turf on Escuela and Guyman.
Right.
I'm pulling up, they pulling up. But it don't make what they doing now didn't make sense no more because
Right.
you got to get that and then try to sell that. What I'm getting cash.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So eventually, like I said, you know what I'm saying, them three right there and me all of us was co-defendants on the Get Down game, not on the smash and grab.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Right. But that's what it was. All, you know, but when it first started, we was going up in them things all flamed up. And they didn't know who was what. And then one night, the homie Boss Rock, rest in peace, and a couple other dudes, homies, Tiny, and somebody else, I think Breakdown, they tried to go out on a solo. and it went bad and led to a chase, and they jumped out somewhere in the neighborhood, chased Boss Rock down, chased him down and gaffled him. You remember that? And when they gaffled him, they ran Boss Rock name. He flamed up. He from the Hoodlum gang. So now the next day, they swarm the hood. My lack get told, GT's lack get told, Odie's lack get told. They hot in the hood. Oh, y'all been getting this. Y'all been fooling us this whole time.
Right.
Seeing
and when they find out that type of shit, they take that shit personal.
Yeah, and then
because you played them.
Yeah,
and they come hitting hard.
And then if anybody know anything about
their intelligence,
and we used to do it all the time, homie.
Right.
Yeah. And then back then, you know what I'm saying, when you get arrested, like I said, they was real keen on that documenting you stuff, because most of the hood, when we go in there, we go to robbery, homicide. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Because we did robberies.
That's what we was known
So
for.
when you go in there, they used to have all your stuff hanging up there. Like they catch Trade with a jacket on, with Trade and all that on, and they get him. Oh, we taking his jacket. Next thing you know, you get arrested 2 months later, you're going to see his jacket hanging up in there.
Right.
That's when they had the old San Diego Police Department down there off of Market, right? Yeah. So like I said, when they busted Boss Rock, it was all bad. That's when all the police, all the detectives went to the hood. At that time, I had a Lack and I had a blue and white glass house. The Lack got towed that afternoon. The glass house I went from the Lack to the glass house, that got towed. They towed my Lack right there at Cousin Flower, me and Lowdown in there.
All right, so you also mentioned that the homies had a lot of stolen cars in the hood at that time. What was that about?
From Escuela, we kept them, that's what we did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, homie, check this out. You know what I'm saying? They got this new shit going on right now, you know what I'm saying, about the Coast and the Hood. But the Coast and the Hood was one damn near, basically. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers had their little feuds, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like me, you and they discussed, you know what I'm saying, on a previous conversation, you know what I'm saying? The hood didn't have nothing to do in the daytime. We didn't have no sack. You know what I mean? We waited till the dark. So most of the time, we'll be up on 32nd and on 32nd because Cooley and Shock rocking them, and they lived off of 32nd. So we hang out right there on 32nd till it get dark, and then we get a motherfucker to take us somewhere and drop us off to go get a car. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, to go out, go on a lake. You know what I mean? So, but if in the downtime, that motherfuckers was going to get cars. So where else to park the cars? You got cars from Escuela, 48th, Duval, and 49th. You know what I'm saying? And then if there's too many over there, you going over by the park. Yeah, and I had a high-speed chase because Womble came to the hood and told me, say, hey, my mom said, get that stolen car off her street. I go get the car, and the police just happened to come. I got a high-speed chase down 49. You know what I mean? That's when I had to run through Baby Salt in them yard and got away. You know what I mean? But that's how it was. The older homies was still in our cars.
Right. And which, you told me this, but my viewers got to know, which older homies was still in your cars?
Oh, Big Bull and Big Rock. You know, they know if they your friends, they know what's that. They know what the deal is. They was getting us.
Big Rock definitely watched this channel.
Yeah, Big Rock know the deal. Me and Rock, you know what I'm saying? He know what he was doing. Right. Yeah, all you got to do is walk down the street and you see a rag tied around that column, you knew what it was.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, the hood didn't have the sack. There was other hoods that had the sack. For some reason, we didn't have the sack.
We didn't have nobody at that time.
Just maybe a couple.
Yeah, but they wasn't no sacks.
Well, we wasn't known for
They was starter sacks.
What hoods was known for having the sack back then in the mid 80s?
Well, the Coast always sold dope.
The Coast, oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They always had the sack. They grow up like they came in they came in it like that. You know, they had the like sacks. You know what I mean?
The hot streets like that.
Yeah,
but you know, basically,
everywhere
it was money all over San Diego, man.
Because for the most part, I always hear about the Coast, Lincoln Park, and East Dago.
But the Coast are all of them. The Coast and maybe the 9, maybe. For sure.
East Dago mob was, because you know East Dago big.
Yeah, right.
There's plenty of money.
But at that time, East Dago mob was the PBIs.
Yeah, they were dead, but they had spots out there.
Yeah.
Niggas they was getting their bread, man.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. Right. I remember at one time, I think it was like them niggas like they came to the hood one day, like 15 cars deep.
Oh, you talking about when the
all candy
SC
paint,
and them,
all
huh?
candy paints,
When
triple
SC?
gold ones, all
Right.
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
look. Shout out to Lil CS, man.
Yeah,
Lil CS,
for
he
real.
posts them throwbacks sometimes.
Yeah.
And they all was young with
Yeah, they
fly
was young.
cars,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they was
did.
on already.
They did, yeah, youngsters, yeah, little C Dory, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was him and his brother.
They had nice cars.
Yeah, Dory
They was getting their money.
and
They was getting their bread. It was us. They was
CS was in the feds
There was
with.
quite a few cats.
He was in the
out
feds.
there.
Not with Dory though. I didn't. He was in the feds too, but I didn't run across him. But me and
His brother.
me and CS was in Oregon together in the feds.
All right, so there was a lot of people migrated from LA out here around that time.
Yeah.
Can you name some of the hoods that was out here and where you remember running across them at? Like what Crip hoods, and if there was any Damu hoods, but it seemed like it was all Crips that I hear about.
I don't really know. Even though if it was Crips, it was Damus too. You know what I mean? But in our hood, our little personal thing that we had that started off, you know what I mean, was with the 11-8s. You know what I'm saying? The 11-8 East Coasters was trying to open up shop in the turf. You know what I'm saying? So we used to have little, you know what I'm saying, friendly little war with them, you know what I mean, at the beginning. But they came out here with the sack.
Right.
I mean, no, a real sack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about no sack. They came out here with the sack. But, you know,
Homies wasn't having it.
yeah, and they was trying to push into the hood, you know what I'm saying? And then they had the 4 trays. They was up there in the condos, right? They was in the condos.
The Raymonds was in the turf.
The Raymonds was in the turf, but down in the hole.
The homeboy was fucking.
Yeah,
with it.
C-Rock.
Was fucking
C-Rock,
with
rest
it.
in peace,
He
man.
was
His
from
girl was from Raymond.
And all her brothers was down there.
And then over there on 54th, though, it was the Long Beach.
Yeah,
It was everything
yeah,
over
Long
there.
Beach was on from 54th,
Yeah.
I heard it was grape streets out here too.
Grapes.
It was probably was. It was a little bit of that. It was a little bit of
Yeah, I don't
everything.
remember. I didn't run into
You
no
know.
grapes, but
I ain't
The
running
homie from the
none,
coast
but I
said they
wouldn't-
had issues with the grape street.
I don't know
I don't
about
know.
over there. I know. Only thing I know is that there was the Raymonds, the 4 trays, and the 11-8s.
Now who do y'all remember?
There's some of our homegirls that end up having babies by
Right.
11-8s.
So who do you remember from those hoods that was out here, like they names? Do you remember?
Kev, Blackberry, Little Man,
Midnight from
Levi
West Side, he still live out
from
there.
11-8. All these is 11-8s. Demon,
Doc Rob from 40.
yeah, Doc Rob from 4 Tray, Crazy from 4 Tray.
There was quite a few. There was quite
I was
a
in the
few
feds
folks.
with
and
Crazy.
you said Midnight from Raymond.
Yeah. And and he had a little crew out here.
That's one of the homies that was in the hole.
No, he was.
Who was the
his
ones in the
sister-
hole? Because-
his sister was in the hole.
Yeah, his sister lived
That's
in the
what
hole.
it was. His sister
With the
lived in
homie.
the hole.
With the homie
And
C-Rock,
yeah.
YC.
So that's why they used to be down over his sister's house. But they started messing with some of the little homegirls up on the top of the hill, up in the
Harley?
up in Hood Nation. They started messing around with one sawed off some nieces. I believe started messing around with a couple of them, and so they was up there.
All right.
Yeah, but it was you didn't have many within the neighborhood though. You know what I mean? You know, it wasn't. If there was a neighborhood, it wasn't a whole bunch of them. You know what I mean? Two, three of them.
Yeah, we was like, our little thing, it never became like where motherfuckers was buzzing, but it was like, you know what I'm saying, on some regular, you know what I'm saying, rip shit, just squabbles, like a 6-on-6. We had a 6-on-6.
No,
one
that, you know
time.
what? I forgot the dude's name, but he is a subscriber. He said he from 4 Tray. I think he said he from 4 Tray, and he said that that's what Dago niggas was about, squabbling.
Yeah.
He said like it was nothing to squabble up, but then, you know, of course, them coming from LA, they was already ahead of us as far as the gunplay.
No, but by the time they came out here in '86, we the first motherfuckers and shit with them clips in Dago, homie. I don't know if you ever heard that, but you can research it wherever you want to research it.
Yeah.
The hood is the first motherfuckers with them clips. As soon as we came with that crate with them things, them other dudes from over that way went and hit a gun shop, you know what I'm saying, and came up on a whole bunch of handguns. But that ooze,
Yes,
we the first ones, the first set in Dago
Yeah.
to have them. But I'm saying so. But by the time they came down, it was some in our turf.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, the 11 they came with some, but we wasn't on that. You know,
You wasn't on that with them because
we had disagreements, but
Right.
we handled it accordingly, which was you know what I'm saying from the shoulders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But even though we didn't have no sack to put in our own set, ain't no sack gonna be over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then after a while, the YC when we started, you know what I'm saying, pushing with the get down game, motherfuckers, a lot of them dudes was coming down, and they be caught in droughts and thinking that we had the sack when we didn't, because we started elevating. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We started coming
They
up.
didn't know how we was getting our
Yeah,
money.
they didn't know. They thinking that we doing it too. You know, the motherfucker pulled up on me at a light one time, you know what I'm saying, and said, hey man, won't you plug me in with your connect, and you know what I'm saying, until I can get back to the city. I said, man, I don't got no connect. And I said, this is my connect right here, and I held that thing up. You feel what I'm saying? I said, yeah, this is my connect in the night. But they didn't know, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so you ended up doing some time in the state first.
Yeah, for the get down gang, when they like I said, once the homie Boss Rock got caught and the hood got hot, they did a sweep. They did a sweep and they got us. I did 12 years. I got 12 years in the state. I went to Folsom. I first spot, Folsom. I got first time to the pen, 12 years. First time to the county, a year. You know what I'm saying? The max. You know what I'm saying? So I started off. I went to Folsom, and I did like 3 years in Old Folsom. This is before New Folsom was built. I was in Old Folsom when New Folsom, just the whole part opened up to shoot. And then I left there and I went to Soledad, and did my last part of Soledad and went home. I went home from Soledad. I did 6.5 off my 12.
Right. All right. So at that time they was doing pretty much 50% instead of like
Yeah, they
80
was doing
and
day
85.
for day. Yeah, day for day back then.
All right. So you got out when?
I got out in I went down in 96. I got out in 93.
At 86, 90.
Yeah, 86. Yeah,
Right.
I went
knew
down
what you were
86.
saying.
Yeah, I
but
went
they,
down to
They
86.
be acting slow in the comments. So,
Yeah.
So what homies was you locked up with at that time? Like what was that like at that time? What was going on in prison from 86 to 93?
That's when you heard about the beginning politics up in there. Right?
Yeah.
So you heard about the paperwork and all that.
Yeah.
That's when, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers at that time, you know what I'm saying, the motherfuckers had the CCOs.
Right.
But I guess, you know what I'm saying, when I came in, motherfuckers was, you know, they had formed the Blue Notes, you know what I'm saying, at that time, and they had formed against the CCOs, right? And they was pushing the CCOs was mostly in, they faded out like in the shoe program. Because they really wasn't on no more yards, you feel what I'm saying? When I hit Folsom.
Right. So when you got there, it wasn't really like they wasn't recruiting like that no more.
No, when I got in there, I heard about motherfuckers talking about motherfuckers slide some shit under your door and all that shit, kick it back out and all that shit. I ain't experienced that, you know, but I heard them stories. I don't know if you heard it.
It's I heard it. It's almost as if that's a myth.
Yeah, but they say that was happening though. You know what I mean? But I'm saying it didn't happen to me. I never witnessed happen to nobody. You know, but that supposed to been happening. It's the same thing if you come in your room and a motherfucker got a candy bar on the bed.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I never was. You know what I'm saying? I never did partake in any of that. You know what I'm saying? My whole little bit. You know, man. I did mine. You know what I'm saying? On GP the whole time.
What was the racial tension like at that time?
It wasn't. It probably wasn't as I hear it now. But you know, it was what it was. It wasn't even probably like I hear now. Don't cross that line or don't walk that way. It wasn't to that extreme.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It still.
But it existed.
Yeah, it existed. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we had motherfuckers when I went down for the get down game. We had motherfuckers live right on the Squala, grew up Market Street. Back when Market Street was like out there in effect, you actually seen them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I still see him. I know him.
No, but I'm saying like in the
But
turf,
you know
like,
what it is? Now they don't go past 47th because of the beef with the Asians,
Oh,
with OKB.
right. Yeah.
They used to cross over to 47. Now they stop at 47th all the way back towards the Burger King.
Oh,
so that's why unless you on that side of the hood, you're not gonna see them.
See, but then I'm talking about back then they was like down in the
Right,
square
right,
and down in the you know. So
They
and this
clowning
motherfuckers
them.
that we grew up with, like this motherfucker that lived up right on the square, they had a lowrider up towards the hilltop part.
We talking about clown them out.
And they used, you remember they had the rider. They used to always get. Remember they used to always get Womble to try to hop their shit. I get the foursome, and motherfucker, I was like, hey man,
Yeah, he was,
and then he
yeah.
was like, Holmes, you got me mixed up. I'm from TJ. I was like, man, what the fuck? And the homie Sneak Around was with me up there, Big Sneak. I said, hey man, he said, that's that motherfucker, man. Don't even trip.
Yeah.
Charlie was there with me too, Charlie Brown. You know what I mean? It was me, Charlie Brown. Sneak Around. Marvin Miller came up there on a violation. They sent Marvin to the 4-yard on a violation, 21-day violation. He came up there. That
His
fool.
points were sky high. Huh?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But they all knew. They said that nigga. That's the nigga from the school. That nigga was just like. That's when you know. I say, oh shit.
Right. Yeah, you knew it was real.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, we function with you
Man,
on
I
the
walked
street.
past your house out and leaned on your fence right there and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I got always shoot some more shit.
All right, so you get out in, you said 96?
I got to know, 93.
93.
Yeah.
All right, and you was out for how long before you caught the next case?
Damn, I was hoping you was gonna miss that part. But
Man, you know I don't miss nothing.
hey, homie, I've been a 4 to 6 month hit wonder since I was 15 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think I got out in 93, like February or something, and I was gone like in
By that
like
summer,
4 months.
huh?
Yeah, before the summer. To the feds this time though.
All right. And when you went to the feds, I'm guessing it was, well, I know it was another robbery.
Yeah, this time it was armed bank robbery.
All right. Do you care to explain how that went down, how you got caught, or?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just like, that was one of them days, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It was like, it was daytime, but it was like, it must have been a full moon. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nothing go right. Didn't nothing go right, homie. The motherfucker was gonna end up somewhere. And I guess, you know what I'm saying, they gave me the lesser, you know what I'm saying? I ended up in, you know what I'm saying, in the cuffs. But, you know, even with no evidence, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Get Down gang came back again and convicted me.
Right. That's what it was. I'm guessing your whole conviction revolved around that.
Homie,
They kept bringing that up.
Hey, I had all the detectives from the Get Down gang came in court and convicted me. I had no identity.
Right.
Nobody came in there and identified me or nothing. I didn't get busted with nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just happened to be in my Z, coming off of 30th Market, going down Market towards the set to this car shop to take my car. Police happened to be coming up, going up Market, going to downtown, and flipped the bitch, see my car and said, oh shit. Pulled me over in the alley.
So they got you the same day of this alleged robbery, or was
yeah, the same day, but hours later.
All right. And they caught you with nothing.
Nothing. I'm at a place of business.
Right. So you go to trial. I'm guessing you
I'm
lose.
forced to trial.
You forced to trial.
I'm forced to trial because the feds is different. The feds is in the feds. It ain't like the state. If you get a deal in the feds, it's because me and you are co-defendants.
Right.
We the only two, and we both sit back there and say we're gonna get a deal. But if me and you is co-defendants, and you got away and I'm busted, then I can't get no deal because they looking for Hoodie.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and I'm telling them I don't know nothing about Hoodie. So they come back, say, well, we'll give you a couple of days to think about if you know about Hoodie. So they come back in a couple of days, I still don't know nothing about Hoodie. They say, oh, we're going to go to trial.
Right.
Because I can't get no deal.
Right.
Because my deal is to tell on Hoodie.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That's how the feds work. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So you ended up getting how much time?
I got 30 years.
30 years.
In career me, which was in the state is equivalent to 3 strikes. But I got, over there it's called career criminal. They gave me 25 for the robbery and then 5 years for a gun that they don't even got no gun from me. But I got 5 years for the gun, and they can't run together. They ran bogus. That's how I became 30.
So you get to the feds, or you was already like in the federal jail?
I was downtown, MCC.
Right. All right. And what was happening there at the time? What was some of the people you ran across?
Over there, you know what I'm saying? Over there at that time, that's when motherfucker they had the big they was doing dope sweets. That's because you know the feds started taking that, they didn't start snatching dope cases until like 88 or 89. 89. So when I get in there, Big Bull is already in there, but he was in there for a gun.
Yeah.
They had selective prosecution going on about the gun. So and I got in there, they had that Operation Tega. You remember when she got all them dudes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was motherfuckers from the Operation this, and Operation that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so it was they had Operation Blue Rag already at that time?
I don't know if Operation Blue Rag or Red Rag was the first ones, but they was
I think Blue Rag was first, and Red Rag might have been a year or two later.
So there was like 80, that was like 88 and 89 or 89 and 90.
Right.
I got in there in 93. You know what I'm saying? So they already was already filtering in. Some probably was already in and came back to court. So we was, you know what I mean? But the feds was new. I didn't know that building was back there.
Right.
The whole time I've been downtown.
So you get 30 years. How you feeling when you get sentenced to 30 years?
See, it don't hit you over there because the federal it got a different thing. They don't sentence you. I hereby sentence you to 30 years.
Yeah,
I hereby sentence you to 360 months. It didn't even hit my mom until she got home how much time it actually was.
She wouldn't added it up, huh?
It didn't hit me until I actually got back over in the building because they got a tunnel at that time that you go from the courthouse up under to the thing. It didn't hit me till I got back and did the math that I got 30. But I got 30. You know what I'm saying?
So you get 30 years and now you shipped off to federal prison.
Yeah, to Colorado, to USP Colorado where the ADX is across the street. I'm in the same facility.
So you get there, and what's the makeup of that? I know you said you got your driver's license over there.
Yeah, that's this right
here. You care
here.
to explain that to?
This right here, whenever you pull up in the feds, you know what I'm saying, you got to have this. This is your driver's license. If you don't got this, you ain't going on no yard. Or if you do get on there, they're going to give you 30 days. That's around the approximate time that you're going to get your paperwork. You know what I mean? Your property. Because this should be in your property. If not, there's going to be somebody on their yard that's going to have the address to the court wherever you from. Because you know the feds is, like I said, the feds is different. We ain't just dealing, like I'm a Crip, and you ain't a Crip and blood situation with Serenos and skinheads, you know. Now you dealing with
everybody.
Yeah, you dealing with everybody from everywhere, different cities, different states. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm a Crip. I come in there, you know what I'm saying, and I come into a beef with DC dudes. I don't even know nobody from DC, but it's full blown.
Right.
And for what I don't know to this day, but I endured it. You know what I'm saying, for my whole 27 that I did on that side. You know what I mean, here and there.
All right. So you get there, like you said, you got your paperwork.
Yeah, I was official.
I know in the feds it's a little different. Let me fast forward to present day. There's a rapper named Young Thug.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that case?
I ain't familiar with the case, but I'm a little bit with the rapper. I seen a little bit on Facebook about it.
Right.
He got some little RICO thing going, man.
And you got people pretty much taking a deal and signing the deal, admitting that YSL is not just a rap label, it's a gang, and pretty much they're acknowledging it as a gang. It's not like neighborhood, you know what I mean? Like everybody know we a gang.
Yeah.
They saying this is a rap group, this is for entertainment, and you got people signing to get themselves off that this is a gang, and they're saying that this gang is involved in illegal activity.
Yeah.
Is that looked at as snitching in the feds?
So when them dudes that signing that deal, once they get where they going, it's gonna show up on this. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna show up on this right here. You know what I'm saying? And when they get there, whatever they agreed to sign for, it's gonna be in here. It's gonna be in here. So when they get there, wherever they going, and motherfuckers tell them they need them license, they gonna go through there. So they gonna have to turn this in right here, whatever this is. They gonna go through here. You know what I'm
So
saying?
they actually turn the packet over.
Yeah, they gotta turn this in.
Pack it over
It
to
can't-
someone.
It can't be missing no pages. It can't, you know what I'm saying? It can't be missing none of that. Like on mine right here, you know what I'm saying? It say, you know, that I refuse to cooperate. You know what I'm saying? They said I refuse to cooperate, and they feel that, you know what I'm saying, it's due to my loyalty to the neighborhood Crip gang. It's right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is my homeboy. He never been to the feds. I let him read this. He'll tell you, ain't no pages missing out of my shit.
So they have a designated person in
They
the
got
Fed
like
that you give that to.
they whatever rep is for that car from wherever that
Oh,
person
okay.
is from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They got people
So
that
they got a
speak.
Crip that you gave
Yeah,
yours
whoever say you go to a yard, you know what I mean? Whatever unit you got in there, it's gonna be a speaker for that Crip car in that building, and he's gonna approach you.
See that. Okay.
You know what I mean? He gonna say, you know what I mean? Hey, you in the cell with the homie, you know what I'm saying? When you get your work, let him, and then if you got a problem getting your work, let us know. We gonna help you get it.
Right.
And as soon as you get it, let him read it. And he gonna read it. Like if me and you sellies, I'm fresh in here. I got my property today. Here you go, man. This is me right here. You gonna read it and you gonna tell the rep. The rep gonna tell the yard. Yeah, Lack is official. You know, I read his stuff. He ain't, you know what I mean? He did his down and dirty. You know what I mean?
Now, you said you you inherited a beef with DC. Do you know what that beef was about, when it started, how long it had been going on?
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? But like DC dudes, all their cases, they don't got no state.
Right. So they all got to go to the feds.
So the feds is they state.
Right.
So that's stronghold to them. Everybody from there is coming in there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. It goes back to before my time. I came in '93, but the homie Big Bull and Little Bull, you know what I'm saying? They all came in the feds beforehand. You know what I'm saying? So they would be better at, you know what I mean?
Right.
But snippets of what I heard, they was trying to like push through at the time, back when motherfuckers first came in, and motherfuckers, once they started seeing first motherfuckers coming in that was just out there, the motherfucker with that sack. A lot of dudes that just got that sack ain't that dude that got them hands.
Right.
So you know.
So pretty much
short,
they was
deep,
trying, and they was trying to.
They was trying, yeah.
And
so then when they started getting down, the bangers is coming in now.
Right.
And y'all was doing that today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that became the.
And I also
because they
heard,
kind of like move the same way as Rips and Don moves it technically. You know what I mean?
Right. Now I heard this about them, and I don't know if it's true, and I don't want to put no jacket on them dudes.
I already know.
But I heard.
Yeah.
I heard in DC, man.
Yeah, they play both sides. I already know where you're going. Yeah, they got one. They got her over there and him over there.
Yeah.
They doing that. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean? Yeah.
They got her over there and him over there.
Oh, they play with each other?
Yeah. They get down like that. Homie love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they got a clique called the DMV. DC,
Right.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Right.
Oh,
So.
for real? Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but they be trying to sun the Virginia and Maryland dudes.
Right. So.
Crazy.
It's this one dude. I don't know if you've seen him, and I'm not gonna make this about him, but it's this dude on the internet. I call him Charlene White. His name Charleston White.
Yeah, I seen a little.
He said a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And one of his things that he used to say when he trying to knock California or knock Crips and Bloods is, "Y'all only tough in California."
Yeah.
My point is, how is that so when you go to the federal prison system and you not just gelling with your state no more, you gelling with everybody in the country.
All 52.
And DC and California, to me, has always been the names that I hear as far as being like the big dogs. I'm quite sure you got reputables from New York, Mississippi, whatever the case.
You do.
But it seemed like California and DC is like the more dominant forces in there when it comes to a state. Not saying Texas, because that's where he from.
Yeah.
Not saying they don't got none. But you can't say we only tough in California when it's proven that California people have went all over the state, established their gang, started hoods, and then you dominate the prison system. How can you only be tough in your state?
Yeah.
When they ship you everywhere to different states. Like you said, you ended up in Colorado.
I started off in Colorado, homeboy. I started off up there. That's a high security.
Right.
First time federal, high security. I left there. I went to Santa Barbara. You ever heard of Lompoc?
Yeah.
I went to Lompoc. It was a USP. That was a United States prison. I left there, went to Oregon, right? Left Oregon, went to Victorville. I was in Victorville for 9 years. And big ass ride up there. And I left Victorville, you know what I'm saying, and went to Arizona and came home. I left Victorville. I was at Victorville for 9 years, and they thought that, you know what I'm saying, that that had breached their security. So, you know what I'm saying, they sent me to Arizona.
Right. So I know politics are different in the feds. Like you said, you're not just worried about Sudanos and Woods. You got to worry about everybody.
Now you got Pisces that come in
Right.
from all across. And then look, I was at Victorville, right? Victorville is a medium. My points, it went down, so it went to a medium, right? So on that yard, I was on Victorville too. On that yard, the Pisces was 1,000 deep.
Right.
1,000 deep. The Serenos was like 300 deep. Us, we was like a buck plus like a buck. A little short shy probably of a buck.
Now when you say us, you mean California,
No,
right?
I'm talking about the Crip card.
So is it a state thing or is it a Crip thing?
I'm going to break it down to you though. You got, this is the factors of the yard. The Pisces is all together. They, you know what I'm saying? It's like 1,000 of them. The Serenos, they, you know what I'm saying? They use the Pisces for their benefit, here, good or bad. They bring them on or kick them off or however they do.
Right.
But they like 300, 350. The Crip car, we over a buck, but probably shy of 150 deep. And then the Damouzes come like after us about like 70, you know what I mean? And then, but the whites could fall in between. The whites go between us and, cause they're a minority, but they ain't really a gang. They just come together as a race.
Right.
You feel me? But the rest, what I'm talking about, like the Pisces, they under the Border Brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the rest of them, like, then you dealing with the cities now. Now you dealing with whoever else is up here, Texas car,
Right.
or they might say they got a Texas car, they might have a South car. Then they got the Midwest car.
Right.
You know, that's how they fall like that. You know what I mean? So like if a dude from Texas come, like we bumped in with Texas because the Crips got a stronghold in Texas.
Right.
So a lot of dudes come in from Texas, they be claiming Hoover.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they come in, and when they come in, they choose to give their paperwork to the Texas car. So now, but then you walking around, you saying you a Crip. So now you got homies that ain't liking that because now you done ducked. So they getting off on them. So now we just becoming a beat. Hey man, no, he was that on the streets. No, he brought that in here. That's what he was in here.
Right.
So that's, you know what I mean? So, and then you got some that once they come in and they see that they shouldn't have gave it to them, they should have rolled because they heart still want them right here. All right, then at this one time, I'm speaking for the homies. Hey, going up in the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? Run that fade and come on home. You know what I mean? And some might say, well, fuck it, he did that. That's some buster shit. He gonna run that fade and we still gonna deny him.
Right.
It depends on how they feeling that. You know how we do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So like you said, it's a Crip card. So that don't matter what state you from.
If you come in,
If you a Crip, you a Crip.
you supposed to come in and check in right there.
All right.
Like they got a Cali card, but I'm not in the Cali
Right.
card. You know what I'm saying?
Does the Cali card, does that consist of like Bay Area and all that?
Everybody, but we can't come together as
Right.
if that the rep from the Bay get with the rep right here and this rep, you know what I mean? Then we gonna say, hey, we gonna do this, we gonna move accordingly on this for this situation as a Cali.
So, what are gangs like the GDs and Vice Lords? What are they doing?
See the GDs, they in the feds, they got their own little thing going on, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they try to say that, you know what I'm saying, GDs is like us. You know what I'm saying? Because they you know what I'm saying, they be trued up, you know what I mean? But they like us, but they don't want to be us, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's beneficial. Every now and then you got some that come on the yard and say, oh man, it's folks and lokes.
Right.
You ever heard that term?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? They come in and say it's folks and lokes, but some homies don't be right there because you only using that, you know what I'm saying, to your benefit.
Right.
If it's folks and lokes, then come in the gate for folks and lokes.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't come in like that, then it ain't like that. You already know how he is, man.
Right.
If a motherfucker ain't coming in on the program, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna be like, man, I'm not cool with that, and he's gonna act accordingly because you can't stop one man from doing nothing. And they ain't got no one month like GDs. They got one dude
that run everything.
Yeah, you know we don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They need to see what that I stand for. You feel me?
Right. So so you in the feds, you just broke down the makeup. It's not necessarily racial like the state is. It is, but
it's racial like that. If the Mexicans try to make it like that, because now they want the whole number.
Right.
Or the whites, you know, they already a race, so they gonna say it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It can be, or it cannot be. But dealing, if it's black and Hispanic, it's gonna be. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for instance, like I said, we had a big riot in Victorville, and it was with the Paisas.
Mm-hmm.
Southsiders say they didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? But when the riot kicked off, the Southsiders was over there in the cut trying to pluck motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm saying, but when the riot was over and they running there all, they was acting like they didn't have nothing to do with it. But all right, then why did my homie over there saying that you tried to bust on him?
Right.
You feel me?
Like a sneak attack.
That's what it is.
Right.
That's why I'm saying they use it, you know, when it benefits them.
Now, I know MS-13 is a big gang.
Yeah,
are they the separate entity in there? I think they are now.
Yeah.
Was they a separate entity?
When I was in there, they wasn't. They was riding under. The MS-13. They still riding under that car.
No, I know for a fact because I mean like as recent as last year, they kind of because you know they in every state damn near and different parts of the world. They kind of breaking off. The ones from LA is still up under that.
Yeah, they under that.
But the other ones is kind of doing their own thing.
The other ones is mostly they missiles. The ones because they uncut from over.
Yeah, they
them the ones that they.
Yeah,
you know,
they be doing crazy shit.
Yeah, them the one. But when I was in there, you know what I'm saying? They was all up under that. You know what I mean?
Was you in there with any Northerners?
They fuck with us.
Yeah.
You fuck with the North Daniels.
I know they wasn't deep.
Nah, they wasn't deep, but they take flight.
Right, they hold their own. Yeah.
Hey, I was in Oregon. I mean, I'll tell you, I was in Portland, Oregon, and Sheridan.
Right.
Yeah, they took flight, cleared the yard out. And it wasn't that many of them, but they set a vicious motherfucking play, boy.
You got
and
to
then
when you outnumbered.
And then it came to where damn near where the motherfucking crib car was finna have to, you know what I'm saying? They get at because I was cool with a lot of them. You know what I mean? So, you know, fucking, after it happened, after they ran their play, and motherfuckers went on lockdown, came off lockdown, now they trying to stand up with us. Talking about, oh, you guys knew. All right. I was telling them motherfuckers straight to, yeah, I knew what up. And, yeah, I knew they say I knew because wasn't no blacks on the yard. Yeah, because the blacks wasn't supposed to be on the yard. Yeah, I knew, but it ain't got nothing to do with us. They just told us to stay out the way. They ain't gonna have to tell me nothing else. I don't know what they gonna do.
Right. They could have been getting on their own people. They just telling you to stay out the way.
But that became almost, they tried to run a back one with us on that because y'all took an L. Nah, y'all just take that L. Because y'all gonna take an L again. If you know what I'm saying?
So, what homies did you run across in the feds?
From the hood?
The hood, coast, just
oh shit, I was in there with hella motherfuckers from the coast. Like I said, Lil Sick, that fool Dre, you know what I'm saying? Dre Sick, me and my homie Big Mike Lowe, Lil Mike Lowe, Hicks, Rob from the coast, Daddy Rich from the coast, Young Box, everybody damn near, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Is Big Mike Lowe should be getting close.
Mike Lowe up in there, he gonna do all his, man. He pushing. You know what I mean? His standards is his standards, man. He ain't moving for nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's my nigga. I love him. You know what I'm saying? I'll be glad when he come home. Yeah, Logan there, man. He's standing tall, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well respected.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the feds is the whole world.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
You know what I mean?
I'm already
the
knowing.
nigga, like I said, man, the motherfucker, he's hated too.
Right.
He's well respected, but he's hated because he stand by the code.
I have been in the state with people from LA, Watts, whatever. They had been to the feds too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the names they always bring up.
It's a name. If a motherfucker say they been in the feds, they especially up in the motherfucking in the high security, you know what I mean, in the USP, and they say they don't know Loke or they ain't heard from them, man, run them thoroughly because they fraud.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Loke is.
That's one of the names they,
You know what I'm saying?
your homie, yeah, that meant solid, you know what I mean?
he's
They
solid.
named other people, but that seemed like that's the first name that I
Hey.
always hear.
Loke can push that line, man, from the top to the bottom, homie. You
Right.
figure out what I mean.
Right, I'm
You
already
know what I
knowing,
mean?
yeah.
But I'm telling you, and I've been on 2 yards with him. You know what I mean? And a lot of shit happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been when we got separated. You know what I'm saying? Some foul shit. Motherfuckers didn't, cause he stand by. He stand on what's right, bro. You know what I mean? And he's true with it, and his voice is heard. You know what I mean? And a lot of motherfuckers don't like that shit. You know what I mean? But he's a solid motherfucker, man, for real, for real. He was a solid motherfucker from the turf. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And he really like Loke is like one of the youngest YCs. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that nigga pulled up on the 9 one time, man, in a stolen truck. Him and his little cousin Ramey, remember from the Gold?
Yeah.
And we jumped up in the motherfucking back of that motherfucker and went up to the hills, man. That shit. And we didn't know that nigga didn't know how to drive or nothing. Shit, niggas kept jumping out that truck because he didn't know how to make a turn and everything. But
Loke is the well, him and Loke.
yeah, Lil Ramey, you remember his cousin? You remember Logan stabbed him up and you remember they got
I know
busted?
exactly what you're talking about, but I was thinking when you said Loke the youngest YC, I think he is. I think no Loke is the LC.
Yeah, he ain't. Yeah, Lil Loke ain't. Yeah,
so Mike Loke is that. He's the
Lil
youngest
Loke
YC.
wasn't even around like
Right,
that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Lil Loke was hanging over in Ghost Town.
But yeah, Mike Loke is the youngest YC.
Yeah.
So you do your time. You already named the places you've been at. How many rides would you say you have been in?
Shit.
And I know in the feds, y'all ride with the police a lot. It seemed like more.
Yeah, man, but
At least that's what I heard.
it's the spices, man.
Spices.
Majority, bro. You know what I mean? A lot, damn near everywhere. I mean, you fighting over the washer and dryer, man. You fighting over like bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy.
You got to think for some reason the U.S. has the ability to capture and try people from Mexico, them cartel members, like they did El Chapo, and bring them over here, and now they in our system. So of course they gonna be deep. I don't know what that's all about, but
Because they're constantly catching them coming across the borders with the dope.
also now it becomes our
That's a
jurisdiction.
federal offense, coming across the border with the dope.
and
They
then-
catch them every day.
And
That's
then,
every
once,
day.
then once you catch
Shit.
like 3 re-entries, like once you come over here re-entry, they shoot you back. But once you get so many re-entries, you got to do time. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of them, they be on their 3rd re-entry. So they get like, they might give them 7 years. You know what I mean? And then it's a trip too, right? Because I just got a call from a homie down at MCC, my homie Sweets. You know what I'm saying? And it's a dude that pulled. He hit me. He called me. He said, "Hey man, this dude in here from Schoolyard, and the feds that just got caught for re-entry. He's from Schoolyard Crip." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I said, "He said, yeah, he was in Arizona with you." I said, "What's his name?" And he said, "Yeah, he's the homie Popeye. He from Schoolyard Crip, but he from Belize." You know what I mean? But I've been in 2 spots over here with him. But
You know in LA they got a lot of Belizeans.
yeah, a lot
especially
of
that
trades.
area.
Folk trades and schoolyards got a lot of them from
The
there.
40s out there,
Yeah.
Harlem's,
Yeah.
Fruit Towns,
Yeah.
the neighborhood 20 Bloods,
I
all
already
them,
know.
they got a gang of Belizeans. I don't know what it is about that area, but yeah.
The homie,
That's
the one I
crazy.
talked about earlier that was from Fortray that was out here and had the super sack too.
Yeah.
He was from Fortray. He from Belize.
Oh.
He was in the feds with me. You know what I'm saying? I got a picture when we was up there in USP, Colorado and shit. We took a pill flick up there and shit when we first came in. On the picture was me, him, this dude from Texas, the Damu dude from Texas, which happened to be his celly, and then the other dude, it was another Damu on there, and he from Little Africa. Calm man. You know what I'm saying? Well, he was up in Colorado with me too.
So, you got out when?
I got out in 2019.
2019. And what was it like getting out after all them years and then coming back to the hood? And how was it?
It's way different. I did 27 in there.
Right.
I did 27 in there when I got out. Then I went to the halfway house. So when I got out, everything was new. When I left, they had no cell phones. You know what I'm saying? They had far in between. You might see one person that might swabby dude or something might have one because he came from somewhere that was a little more advanced. But you know, the cell phone, everything, man, just everything. It's I came out here and had to adjust to everything like new.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So many homies you didn't know.
Yeah, so many, man. That's a lot of years, man.
Younger homies.
Yeah, I could get out and a person could be 27 years old. I left 27 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know you.
Right,
You know
right. You had to have homies like, hey, tell you who was
Yeah,
who.
oh, that's Whoop-de-Whoop's daughter, or that's Whoop-de-Whoop's son.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm sure that happened to him after he did his 16 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been out for what, 3-4 years?
I've been out 3 years.
Been
Coming
out-
up on 4 years in July.
Coming up on 4 years. What you got going on for yourself now, man? I know you working.
Yeah,
and you just got some good news recently.
Yeah, I've been working construct. When I first got out, man, the motherfucking, like I said, I never had a job in my life before the 27 years. Never worked nowhere. You know what I mean? I got out and shit while I was in the halfway houses. I got a job at FedEx. No, I started at the temp agency. And I was like, oh, no, this ain't gonna work. So then I went from the temp agency and went to one of my family members' people had a construction company. And I was there for like not even a week, and that didn't work out. They had some little inside stuff going on that was bigger than me. Bottom line, I got hired, and they wasn't supposed to hire nobody. So the dude that hired me, he felt bad, so he contacted this other company that he used to work for, called in a favor because that 1 week I did all right. So he I don't know what actually that he liked, you know what I mean? But it was something. So he called his company, got me in. I got hired at the construction company I'm with right now, FJ Willard, $1 more, an hour, and I've been there ever since. You know what I'm saying? From then to now, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right. And just what was that, like 2 days ago?
Friday. Well, wind it back a little farther. They got a thing now. I got 5 years probation, and they say if you do 2/3, if you doing cool, you know what I'm saying, you eligible to get off for early termination off your supervised release. So I tried back when 3 years hit, back in past July 22.
Right.
And the judge denied me. He said my PO the one that told me to do it, and he backdoored me. You know what I'm saying? He said, but the judge asked him, well, why you don't, do we got any negatives? He said, nah, he don't got no negatives. He doing everything I asked him to do. He said, but yet you saying all that and you still feel that he's eligible for early termination? He says, they said my criminal history is too violent. You know what I mean? The Get Down gang, it was cool back then, but it's still haunting me to the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so they denied me. The judge denied me. He said, but he told my lawyer, he said, in 6 months, have him back in my court, man. So come to find out, 6 months was like a couple days before my birthday was in December 3rd. I turned 56. You know what I'm saying? And I contact my lawyer. I say, hey, man, it's 6 months, man. What's up? We gonna try to push? He said, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to your attorney. To your PO and see what if he's still feeling the same way he felt back then. So bottom line, my PO still felt the same way back then.
Right.
He showed up at the house because he come to the house like once every month and a half. He came to the house and he said, yeah, I talked to your attorney. And I said, oh, what you telling, man, that you still against it? He said, oh, that's my job, and your criminal history is too violent, this and that. He said, but it's nothing personal. I said, yeah, it ain't nothing personal. I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? He said, well, we might have to go to court. So that was this past Wednesday. So Thursday, that was Wednesday, he came to the house. Thursday, he called me Thursday morning and said, hey, I want you to go take a UA on Friday, and then you won't have to take no more after that. So I said, all right, I'm cool. I'll take it Friday. So Friday, I'm getting up, getting ready, finna go take the UA, drive out to Chula Vista, take the UA. My phone rang before I'm finna walk out the door. It's the PO. The PO I said, what's up, man? He said, oh, man, I just called to tell you disregard the UA, man. Don't even go take it. I said, I'm on my way out the door right now. He said, oh, have you talked to your attorney? I said, no, what my attorney got to do with the UA? He said, oh, the judge terminated your supervised release. You off, man. You free. I said, oh, is that right? I said, so I don't know nothing, huh? He said, you don't know nothing. And then he gonna go and say, hey, man, I just want you to know, man, it wasn't nothing personal, man. You one of the best, you know what I'm saying? One of the best dudes on my caseload that I had in a while.
Right.
I said, yeah, but yet you still felt that I wasn't worthy, you know what I'm saying, of getting early termination.
Right.
I said, but it's all good, man. He said, oh, I might see you around. I said, hopefully, man, I don't want to see you. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I done came a long way, and you know what I'm saying, with the construction shit for a motherfucker that ain't never did it, you know what I mean?
Right.
They gained a lot of respect. Certain motherfuckers that you felt wouldn't try to teach you shit, showing me little trades, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing that I got turned down, I got denied twice for getting on Camp Pendleton with my company. Because of the supervised release.
Yeah, they do that now.
You know what I mean?
I think they do they check it?
You got to get cleared to get your D bids.
Oh,
to get
I'm thinking of like when you work on the ship, you need a guard card.
Yeah,
or
it's the
something
same thing.
No, guard cards for security guard.
Yeah, it's called a D bids. It's to get through the gate.
Right,
but they got the same thing down there at the shipyard and at the
right. And it's kind of like to where those are the places that hire felons. But now, since the military base is tripping on it, then those people will let felons go. And it's like low-key still making you pay for whatever you did in the past. It's a little sneaky way to fuck us over in the end.
And that job is $56 an hour. My company they got still a couple jobs on there going. But I'm finished, now that I'm off, I'm going to wait like 6 months. And I'm going to tell I'm gonna call the office at my job. I'm going to tell them to run me they'll get me back on the list to try to go in there and get my D-bids again. Because I think the supervised release was showing up. Because my case is from 1993.
Right.
So why that wouldn't show.
Right.
So the only thing that could be showing up is that I'm on supervised release. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to wait 6 months and I'm going to try to go again. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, I appreciate having you, homie.
Oh, you already know, man.
If I left anything out that you want to speak on, you or you.
I do. I want to say something about Lack, man. You know, Lack doing really, really good, cuz. Lack is he could be I ain't even say poster child, but you know, he's something that motherfuckers could look at on you know, coming home short term, long term. You know, cause Lack came out them gates, man. You could tell he came with a plan. And my dude, man, he been on his shit, man. And I say, cuz, been on his shit. He been on his shit. My nigga stay fly.
I was just about to say that. The big homie fly, man.
Hey,
the big homie I be seeing them posts. I be like, man, that nigga, he giving young niggas a run for their money.
My nigga stay driving fly whips. He stay with a pocket full of money. You know, he in a good, solid, positive relationship. You know what I mean, with his girl. You know what I mean? I've been free a long time. I envy the nigga. It's my nigga. We hood for life. You know what I mean? I'm so proud and happy of my nigga, man. I love his life, bro. And I fuck with my nigga regular. I sit back and I watch him, and Lack is on his shit, bro. I see Lack, he off this paperwork now. I see him shooting up really doing some real things, man.
Right.
You know, this is just the beginning of him, cuz. You're gonna see greater things with him down the line.
Before we end this, tell the story that you told me when y'all went to 4-5 Park with the glass and the Jerry curl. tell that story.
All right, the whole thing. I
appreciate that, big homie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So we had this little thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with the get down game. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you know how it is. Everybody. How can I word it? We had a plan on something and it paid off real big. But bottom line, you know what I'm saying, a few solid homies was left out. You know what I mean? Everybody didn't fit in the car. Just put it like that. Everybody, it wasn't enough seats for everybody to get in the car. But at the end of the day, it was enough money, you know what I'm saying, to bless a few of them that couldn't. You know what I mean? Me, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my nigga at that time, one of the niggas that quoted me on was Lowdown. You know what I mean? I blessed him with some money, you know what I'm saying? And he chose, you know what I'm saying, to pass his money to Ed Dog to go buy some car he seen somewhere. But Tiny was one of the homies, you know what I'm saying, that I told him, well, we're going to go over here and buy you whatever you find in the auto. You remember the Auto Trader at that time? I said, whatever you find in the Auto Trader, homie, I got $3,500. You know what I mean? We're going to go get it. We went and found this car at some apartments out somewhere, El Cajon somewhere, and went out there, test driving through the parking lot. I bought, I think the car, the dude only wanted not a little less than $2,000. So I said, man, you still got the rest up to $3,500. So I said, tomorrow we just get up in the morning, go buy you some rims. You know what I'm saying for it. So we get up the next morning, shoot out to National City, and put some rims on there. I said, well, and whatever the change was, which was like a couple dollars, I gave it to him. I said, you got to go get it painted and the music on your own. So, but on our way back, I'm driving it. Some tell me, you know, gangbangers mind, well, we pass it through here, let's go to 4-5 Park. Because at the time, back then, 4-5 Park, when we was coming up, Trey, you know, if you was a gang member, you had to go to Lincoln at lunchtime, 4-5 during the day, a couple of times a day. And if you go to 4-5, you got to go through the parking lot, not just down the street, doing 100.
And for my subscribers who don't know what 4-5 Park is, you probably hear that and you hear we from the 40s and you think that's in the hood. That's not in the hood. 4-5 Park is off Logan Avenue.
But that go back to my
No, I know the homies used to be over there.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I know the homies used to be over there in the 70s and early 80s and all that.
Now.
You know what I mean? But that's off of Logan Avenue over in the in between like the it's like the borderline Lincoln Park 5-9.
Yeah, they 50. Let's say 50. What they call it?
5950.
Yeah, 59.
Yeah. So that's their
Cinder.
park, and that's where he's saying he was at. So continue.
We rode through there. Once you come in from the backside, you got like a half of you. So you go through the parking lot and you come in right here and you go around. But they got the little baseball field, the basketball court, little benches. So when we going through, see like 5 dudes right there. They shooting dice. Go through, and I'm finna leave out. No problem. We ain't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? We just riding through. So when I get there to turn out to the street, something in my mind, I don't know what it was, just say, man, go back. So I put the car in reverse and jump out the car. Man, y'all know what it is.
You know what it was?
What?
It was a term that we like to say nowadays that y'all had back then that y'all didn't say it. It's called neighborhood stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just neighborhood stupid.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
You went through. That wasn't good enough. You went back.
Yeah. So I bag up. As soon as I bag up, they shooting dice right there. I pull out some money out my pocket. I say, hey man, what's up? Y'all know what this is. My money green, but I'm from the hood. Let me in, right? So me and one dude come up, we square off, we start going, we shooting heads, you know what I'm saying? Head on head. Next thing you know, a couple other dudes, there's 3 dudes in the car with me, they jump out. It's like it's 6 of them, but it's 5 of them, but it's 4 of us. We fighting. Next thing you know, we look, and it's like across like the basketball course, they running across the field, you know what I'm talking about? It's like 100 motherfuckers. I'm like, oh, let's go. And I said, let's get the fuck up out of here. So we go. By the time we get from that bench to the car, man, the car is surrounded. Glass busting, everything. I got a curl. glass is flying all in there. I'm trying to turn the car on. They turned the car off. And then that's at the time, remember? Because the Swabbies used to be up there. So they got the polices on the horse. And it was a stick shift, so the car bumped the horse went up. The police is drawing down through the window. I'm like, hey, man, but somebody's still trying to turn the car on. But yeah, they had the car surrounded, man. And they was like, oh, man, it's just a misagreement over the game, man. Telling the police, I said, hey, shit. Man, hey, that shit was crazy, but it's just something, you get yourself in.
Did y'all end up getting out of there or y'all
No,
went to jail?
they took us to jail. They took us up there they took us to the Skyline substation, right?
Right.
So once we get up there, they see that they trying to put it like we the victims because the car got fucked up and we, you know what I mean? So they trying to tell us to press charges on a few dudes that they got. I said, man, I don't know nothing about none of that. They was like, either press charges or we gonna let you out and walk. So I'm telling them, that motherfuckers like, oh man, y'all gonna have to walk down Skyline. I say, all right, check this out. We're gonna let us out. All we're gonna do is go down that one street and come out on Imperial. Who's gonna be dumb enough to walk straight down Skyline like that? Come on, man. We got on blue feeler cords and come on.
Wait, y'all walked down 69?
Yeah, we went down that street and came out on Imperial.
That was still dangerous.
Nah, but not back then though.
Oh, this the 80s.
Yeah, this is 86. But I'm just saying, once you go down and you come out right there by that little liquor store. Yeah.
Because once you get across them tracks, that's in Canal.
Yeah.
That's kind of neutral. You kind of feel a little safer.
Hey, but bottom line, man,
I'm just saying, like nowadays, if you walk down 69, you probably won't make it from Skyline to Imperial without seeing somebody riding by.
Yeah.
Like,
because that's the cutoff street, the side cut-through street.
Right.
But we ain't finna walk down that motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
if you walk down Skyline Drive, you're only going to end up in Lincoln.
Yeah. So I tell him, I say, hey, man, like I said, man, we ain't pressing no charge. We don't know nothing about nobody you got over. I ain't seen none of them dudes. You know? So bottom line, they end up taking us back and dropping us off at Dorothy's. You know what I mean?
I almost forgot, and I'm glad you just said they took y'all to the Skyline Station because we talked about this. Homies getting dropped off in rival areas.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that before we end this?
Let's go.
It seemed like that was a popular thing. It seemed like I never really heard of none of the Damus getting dropped off in the Crip hoods. I don't know if that happened, but it seemed like they always it did.
It has, yeah.
All right. Well, can you explain? Have you ever been dropped off?
No.
Have you?
That's kind of basically is the drop off.
Yeah.
Because they threaten as soon as you get in there and they know where you from.
And then they let you go.
They trying to tell you to get out right now. And if you don't do what we saying, you getting out right here.
So
you know what I mean?
drop off.
That's still like it ain't the drop off as if they was dropping us off at Freshies.
They had this police team, a husband and wife, Kramer.
Oh yeah, Kramer and his wife.
They beat with the hood, and they used to come pick homies up and take them out there and drop them off out there in Skyline and make them make their way back to the hood, you know.
And that's far.
That's far.
Especially on foot.
Some made it, you know, some didn't, man. You know what I mean? But I think the one time that they dropped somebody off in the turf, I think the homies didn't touch him though. They were doing the police's work. You know, they gave the dude, told him to hurry up and get it on up out of there. You know what I mean? And let him make it back his way back to where he came from. You know what I mean? And I think a few times they dropped homies in Skyline. Them dudes was like, we ain't finna do police work.
Right,
you know
right.
I mean?
And that's real nigga shit right there. Like, don't. You know the police is playing the game.
Yeah.
If we catch you on our own, but not because of the police.
That's what they was doing in Colorado when I was up there in Colorado, Florence, Colorado, right? They had they knew it was big with the DCs and the Crips on the yard. They had a little pop off, right? So when we all back there in the shoe, right? The DC dudes was good at jumping their cuffs. So they was getting out on niggas and shit, you know what I'm saying? And let me mind you now, motherfuckers say a lot of shit. A lot of them DC dudes is boxers. They boxers, and them dudes from Philly, they boxers.
Oh yeah, Philly.
So motherfucking they knew how to come out their cuffs while motherfuckers is going out the wreck and shit. They was jumping their cuffs, getting off on motherfuckers. So the police up there at this time, when I was in Colorado, Florence, they had this police gang in there called the Cowboys. You might can look it up, but this is facts. They called the Cowboys. So I remember one day I'm sitting up in my room. I didn't have no celly. I'm laid up. I'm up on the bottom bunk in the chute, and motherfucker, my door open. As soon as the door open, motherfucker come get pushed up in there with the cuffed up. And I was like, oh. He's like, hey man, don't even bite. I was like, hey homie, I don't work for the police. I said, but you ain't getting no pass on this one, homie. Man, y'all just jumped the cuffs on the homie the other day too. I said, man, I ain't gonna be able to go to wreck if I let you up out here. I said, you hit. You feel me? But yeah, that was a whole big indictment up there and everything in USP Colorado in the federal system. The Cowboys.
Now you said that they have dropped down moves off in the hood. Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever seen them getting dropped off, or seen one walking by, or have you heard?
No, but I heard and know of. Yeah,
right.
But not with my mom.
And did homies give them a pass, or did they get on?
No, they didn't fuck with them. They told them to get on. They gave them an opportunity to get on, chance to get on.
Right.
They wasn't finna fuck with them.
They had this one situation where motherfuckers.
That's probably why the police stopped doing it, because it stopped working. It wasn't working like that.
Because a few times they didn't drop the homies out there, and the homies done got jumped on out there. Right. Coming back, making it back to the turn.
I know like around 2010, 2011, when we were staying over in the coast, kind of by 25th Street, they had pulled Melly over, Juka little brother. And they took him up the street, turned in the alley, and you know, he said they was putting hands on him and threatening to drop him off. Even in 2010, threatening to drop him off over in Lincoln Park. So they didn't actually do it, but it was still kind of like a thing to where, you know what I mean? You never knew if they'd do it even that late in the game.
Yeah.
They do.
But yeah, man. I mean, that's it. That's all I got. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all, man.
You already know, man.
You know, once again, Laccey, Trey, man. You know, I appreciate y'all for blessing the platform. The Hoodlum gang gonna love this. And yeah, man, here I go. 2023, I told y'all I was bringing heat, man. I'm gonna keep on doing that. Y'all stay tuned. And Happy New Year, man. Appreciate y'all.